The clinic sat just off the square Chang. Its Adgao poster out front still promising an international G-Health fair nobody could quite recall the date of. A hand-painted welcoming sign hung crooked above the door, and Nurse May stood beneath it with her clipboard, radiating Carixin for every shuffling patient who dared come ally through the sliding glass. Inside, it was already many duo patients deep. The kind of crowd that had been waiting long due enough to memorize the ceiling tiles. The queue numbers were chalked on an old boardban in smudged blacks, and above it hung a cheerful drawing hua of a seaside Debian sunset over the sea high, painted years ago by a retired artist Gia, who'd apparently also snuck in a little river he winding through the hills, just for fine how measure. Someone's leftover New Yearnian paper lanterns still drooped from the ceiling fan, refusing to admit the holiday had passed. Old Mr. Tan, waiting for his checkup, offered his usual view pointian to anyone nearby, that doctors these days lacked the appropriate bedside manner of his youth. But when Dr. Lin finally called him in, he found her patient, thorough, and genuinely fine how natured, explaining the benefit of catching his blood pressure early and the harm of ignoring it. By the time he left, he was calling her a real good Gairan, and meant it as the highest praise. Chaos, however, waits for no clipboard. A small badiran of a boy, bored of sitting still, made a break for the supply closet, sending a tray of cotton balls flying while he let out a triumphant shouthan that echoed down the hall. Everyone froze. Then, just as suddenly ran as the mess began. An orderly in a crisp black high coat scooped the tray up mid-fall without spilling a single ball. A good deed she so smooth, the waiting room actually applauded. Near the front desk, a traveler fumbled through her bag for her passport Zhao, trying to prove her international insurance covered the visit, while the receptionist patiently helped her change her paperwork instead of her whole appointment. She'd spent 2 hours here already. She sighed, but didn't seem to mind, especially once the clinic rewarded the boy's now bandaged knee with a squeaky yellow Huang rubber duck, and pinned a red Hong Cross badge on his shirt to make him feel official. A proud little red's flash against his white sleeve. By late afternoon, later than anyone expected, the sun had passed its high point and slid low toward the windows. The lantern shadows stretched like Xiang brushstrokes across the tile floor, and one by one the many duo patients filtered out feeling considerably better than they'd shuffled in. Nurse May flipped the welcoming sign to closed, glanced once more at the seaside mural, and decided that, all things considered, it had been a rather good day at the clinic.